So penalties for non-compliance, obviously they're going to be different for different levels of violations. So if if you're found to be breaking Article 5, prohibited AI practices, then 35 million or 7% global turnover. High-risk AI system obligations are 15 million or 3% global turnover. Other Act violations can be 7.5 million or 1% global turnover. Incorrect information to authorities is the same, and GDPR violations, whether AI related or not, that's 20 million or 4% global turnover, whichever's higher. So, SME specific penalty adjustments may apply as well, but these penalties are quite substantial, so it's within your interest to be compliant. So if you want to start, a roadmap now for becoming compliant, there's some things that you can start doing straight away. So straight away you can complete the AI inventory, remove prohibited AI, launch some literacy training, even like this course, and start to establish your governance frameworks. In the short term, so over the next 6 months, classify your AI risk levels, document all the AI systems, review the vendor contracts to make sure that everything's above board there, and then do your data protection impact assessments. In the medium term, you want to implement high risk controls. You need to build your monitoring systems if you do have high risk systems, and you need to plan conformity assessment as well and test incident response. All of these are obligations if you are operating with high risk systems. And then something that would be an ongoing thing is keep doing compliance audits every so often and update the training as well. That's going to need to be regular. Monitor regulatory changes. Like I say, these regulations are changing continuously, so you want to keep monitoring those changes, and then always look for continuous improvement within your systems as well. So some resources where you can find some of the information that we've talked about on compliance. The AI Act, you can find the text of that. Again, it's quite, you could use one of these tools to summarize that act for you because it's quite a large document. But there's the EU sources, there is professional support as well, and there's different standards that you can follow, and then there's guidance and tools as well that are out there to help leaders to basically comply with the AI Act and other the DSA and things like that. So the key takeaways: prohibited practices and AI literacy requirements are in effect now, so ensure immediate compliance, and that's something that you need to do straight away. Conduct a comprehensive AI inventory. You can't comply with what you don't know about, so you need to know about everything. High risk classification matters, so identify which of your systems fall under Annex 3 within the AI Act. And then of course GDPR obligations will also continue, so having AI doesn't exempt you from data protection requirements. Start high risk preparation now. August 2026, that's going to require significant lead time, and document everything. Compliance evidence is essential for regulators. Build compliance into your procurement, so evaluate new AI tools against your regulatory requirements. And then leadership engagement is mandatory here, so governance requires executive sponsorship, so it definitely helps if you can lead by example. Okay, that's the end of our third session. So we've now looked at the basics, we've looked at a bit of strategy, a bit of governance, some of the risks involved, we've looked at some of the regulations. So next, what we're going to do is we're just going to look at a small case study, and we're going to try and keep it quite brief. So we're going to look at it from a leader's point of view. So before we even get to the next session, something you may ask yourself: what compliance challenges do you anticipate for your organization, given now that you know about the AI Act and some of the obligations that are coming down the line? Maybe ask yourself, are there any compliance challenges that you foresee yourself or your organization having in the future? Okay, thanks for listening.